Hello, Army. Some stories never appear in official statements, yet they continue to echo across social media, fan communities, and entertainment headlines for years. Behind the global success of BTS lies a long trail of dating rumors that have sparked endless debates, divided opinions, and fueled countless theories. While many claims were never confirmed and others were firmly denied, each rumor left a lasting mark on the public conversation. Official records reveal only part of the picture, while countless online discussions continue to raise unanswered questions. From misunderstood coincidences to viral speculation, these are the 7 BTS members most frequently linked to dating rumors. This is K-pop Fact Today.
Position number 7. Jimin. As the first light of dawn spread across the skyline of Seoul, countless smartphones were already illuminating online communities with another wave of speculation. Entertainment news websites refreshed their headlines by the minute, fan forums dissected every newly uploaded photograph, and social media timelines filled with side-by-side comparisons that attempted to connect unrelated moments into a single narrative. Few BTS members experienced this phenomenon as frequently as Jimin. Throughout the group's global rise, his warm personality, approachable image, and naturally affectionate interactions with those around him repeatedly became the foundation for rumors that traveled far beyond their original sources. Official records indicate that none of the major dating rumors involving Jimin have ever been publicly confirmed by either the artist himself or his management. Nevertheless, the absence of confirmation rarely slowed the speed of speculation. Instead, each unanswered question often encouraged even more theories, creating a cycle that continued for years. Various online discussions suggest that several rumors began with something as ordinary as attending the same public event as another celebrity, wearing similar fashion pieces, or posting photographs within a similar time frame. To casual observers, these coincidences appeared intriguing. To dedicated online investigators, however, they became pieces of a much larger puzzle. One recurring pattern involved matching accessories. Every time Jimin appeared wearing a bracelet, ring, necklace, or clothing item that resembled something previously seen on another public figure, countless posts emerged attempting to establish a hidden relationship. While fashion analysts frequently pointed out that luxury brands release identical collections to numerous celebrities simultaneously, the speculation rarely disappeared completely. Instead, screenshots circulated without broader context, allowing coincidence to appear far more significant than documented evidence. Another recurring source of discussion centered around overlapping schedules. Various speculations suggested that if two celebrities visited the same country, attended similar events, or appeared at locations within comparable periods, there must be a deeper explanation. However, official entertainment schedules often revealed that international promotions, fashion weeks, music festivals, and brand activities naturally brought many high-profile entertainers into the same cities at the same time. Publicly available evidence therefore remained insufficient to establish any personal relationship, yet online theories continued evolving regardless. Body language experts were also frequently cited across social media whenever Jimin appeared interacting with female celebrities during award ceremonies or television broadcasts. Some commentators interpreted brief eye contact, smiles, or polite conversations as signs of hidden affection. Others strongly disagreed, arguing that these interpretations ignored cultural etiquette and professional behavior expected within South Korea's entertainment industry. Behavioral specialists have repeatedly emphasized that body language alone cannot reliably determine the existence of a romantic relationship without supporting evidence. Despite such caution, these interpretations continued spreading rapidly because they encouraged emotional engagement rather than factual verification. Another notable characteristic surrounding Jimin's rumors involved edited visual content. Fans and internet users occasionally combined unrelated photographs, cropped backgrounds, or synchronized images from entirely different dates to suggest secret meetings or coordinated lifestyles. digital media analysts have frequently warned that visual comparisons lacking verified timestamps should never be treated as conclusive evidence. Nevertheless, once these edited images gained momentum across social media platforms, they often accumulated millions of views before corrections reached the same audience. This imbalance between viral speculation and careful verification became one of the defining features of many rumors connected to Jimin. The discussion expanded even further whenever anonymous online posts claimed to possess insider knowledge. Various speculation mentioned unnamed acquaintances, unidentified employees, or anonymous witnesses supposedly aware of private relationships. Yet official documentation supporting these claims consistently remained absent. Investigative journalists covering the Korean entertainment industry have long noted that anonymous internet testimony, while capable of attracting enormous public attention, cannot be independently verified without credible supporting evidence. As a result, many of these stories gradually faded after generating significant online discussion, only to be replaced by entirely new theories months later. Jimin's naturally friendly public image also contributed to repeated misunderstandings. His respectful interactions with colleagues, collaborative performances, and visible comfort during interviews were frequently interpreted differently depending on the viewer's expectations. Some audiences perceived simple professionalism, while others believed hidden emotions were being carefully concealed. Psychologists studying fan culture have observed that highly admired public figures often become subjects of projection, where ordinary interactions receive extraordinary interpretations because audiences emotionally invest in imagined narratives. In Jimin's case, this psychological tendency appeared repeatedly throughout multiple rumor cycles. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of these stories is not whether they were true or false, but how long they survived despite limited verifiable evidence. Every new photograph, airport appearance, fashion collaboration, or award ceremony seemed capable of reviving theories that many believed had already disappeared. Official statements consistently prioritized protecting artists' privacy while addressing only the most significant misinformation, leaving countless smaller rumors unanswered. That silence was often interpreted in dramatically different ways, depending on who examined it. Some viewed it as evidence that nothing unusual existed, while others considered silence itself another mystery requiring explanation. Between documented facts, persistent speculation, and the enormous influence of digital communities, Jimin's name became one of the most frequently discussed whenever conversations about BTS dating rumors emerged. Yet, after years of analysis, screenshots, timelines, and countless online debates, one question continues to linger in the background. Were these rumors ever supported by genuine evidence? Or did coincidence simply become one of the internet's most convincing storytellers?
Position number 6, Suga. Long after concert arenas had fallen silent and the final flashes of cameras disappeared into the night, another kind of spotlight continued to follow Suga. Unlike the carefully orchestrated stage lighting that illuminated his performances, this attention emerged from countless online discussions, speculative articles, and social media threads attempting to uncover details about a private life that he has consistently chosen to keep away from public view. Among BTS members, Suga has long cultivated an image defined by composure, restraint, and an unwavering separation between his professional career and his personal affairs. Ironically, that very privacy became one of the strongest catalysts behind the dating rumors that repeatedly surfaced throughout his career. Official records show that no romantic relationship involving Suga has ever been publicly confirmed by either the artist or his management. Nevertheless, various online speculations have repeatedly attempted to connect fragments of unrelated information into narratives that quickly gained widespread attention despite the absence of verifiable evidence. As the years passed, each period of relative silence seemed to create an even greater appetite for speculation, reinforcing a cycle in which unanswered questions often attracted more interest than documented facts.
Several of the earliest rumors involving Suga appeared during periods when BTS was rapidly expanding its international presence. Every interview, award ceremony, collaborative project, or fashion appearance generated thousands of photographs and video clips, each carefully examined by online communities searching for hidden clues. Various speculations suggested that brief conversations with female celebrities during industry events hinted at relationships developing behind closed doors. However, publicly available recordings generally revealed interactions that remained professional, courteous, and entirely consistent with standard entertainment industry etiquette. Even so, isolated screenshots taken from longer videos frequently circulated without surrounding context, allowing ordinary moments to evolve into extraordinary theories. Another recurring source of speculation involved social media timing. Whenever Suga and another public figure uploaded photographs within similar timeframes, visited comparable locations, or shared images featuring similar scenery, online discussions quickly proposed the possibility of coordinated activity. Official schedules, however, often demonstrated that international artists routinely travel through the same cities, attend identical promotional events, or visit popular locations that attract countless visitors every day. Entertainment analysts have repeatedly noted that coincidence alone cannot establish personal relationships, particularly when no independent evidence supports such conclusions. Despite these observations, speculation frequently continued because matching timelines were visually compelling and easily shared across digital platforms. Fashion also became an unexpected source of recurring theories. Luxury clothing brands, limited edition accessories, and designer collections worn by multiple celebrities were regularly presented as hidden evidence of secret relationships. When Suga appeared wearing an item similar to one previously photographed on another entertainer, comparison images quickly spread across online communities. Fashion experts consistently explained that ambassadors, stylists, and luxury houses often distribute identical collections to numerous public figures simultaneously, making such similarities entirely predictable. Yet, once visual comparisons gained momentum, corrections rarely achieved the same level of visibility. The narrative became more engaging than the explanation, allowing speculation to survive even after alternative interpretations had been presented. Anonymous internet posts further complicated the conversation. Across multiple years, various online accounts claimed insider knowledge regarding Suga's private life, often describing alleged meetings, confidential relationships, or hidden encounters. Official documentation supporting these claims, however, consistently remained unavailable. Investigative journalists covering South Korea's entertainment industry have long emphasized that anonymous testimony, particularly when unsupported by independently verifiable evidence, should be approached with considerable caution. Nevertheless, the anonymity itself often created an illusion of exclusivity, encouraging readers to believe they were accessing information unavailable through traditional news organizations. As a result, stories with uncertain origins occasionally spread more rapidly than carefully verified reporting. One particularly interesting aspect of the rumors surrounding Suga involved the interpretation of his personality. His calm demeanor, reserved communication style, and preference for privacy led some observers to believe that he possessed an unusually secretive personal life. Psychologists studying celebrity culture have suggested that audiences frequently associate introverted public figures with hidden narratives, interpreting limited public disclosure as evidence that significant events are occurring out of view. In reality, choosing to protect personal privacy does not constitute evidence of concealed relationships. Still, this psychological tendency repeatedly influenced discussions surrounding Suga, allowing speculation to flourish in the absence of concrete information. His work as both a performer and producer introduced another layer of misunderstanding. Collaborative recording sessions, songwriting meetings, and creative partnerships naturally required interaction with numerous artists across the Korean and international music industry. Various speculation occasionally interpreted these professional collaborations as indications of personal intimacy. Music industry observers have consistently noted that collaborative environments often involve long working hours, shared creative spaces, and repeated communication without implying romantic involvement. Yet, to online communities eager to identify hidden connections, ordinary professional relationships sometimes appeared far more mysterious than the documented reality suggested. Public fascination intensified whenever entertainment agencies declined to comment extensively on circulating rumors. Official statements generally focused on correcting significant misinformation while avoiding unnecessary discussion of unverified claims. This communication strategy reflected a broader industry practice designed to protect artists' privacy rather than validate internet speculation. However, the absence of detailed responses frequently became the subject of additional theories. Some interpreted silence as confirmation, while others viewed it as a refusal to amplify baseless rumors. Communication experts have often explained that silence can carry different meanings depending entirely on audience expectations rather than objective events, making it an unreliable indicator of factual events. Throughout the years, digital investigators also attempted to identify hidden patterns within Suga's interviews, lyrics, and public appearances. Certain song lyrics discussing emotion, distance, or memory, occasionally interpreted as autobiographical references to secret relationships. Literary scholars and music critics have repeatedly cautioned that artistic expression cannot automatically be equated with personal confession. Songwriters frequently draw inspiration from fictional narratives, universal emotions, collaborative ideas, and broader human experiences rather than direct autobiography. Even so, emotionally resonant lyrics continued to inspire theories that blurred the distinction between creative storytelling and documented reality. Looking back across the chronology of these rumors, a consistent pattern becomes visible. Nearly every major discussion surrounding Suga originated from coincidence, interpretation, anonymous claims, or incomplete visual evidence, rather than independently verified facts. Official records continue to show no confirmed romantic relationship despite years of persistent speculation. Yet the internet has repeatedly demonstrated that uncertainty itself possesses extraordinary power. A single unexplained photograph, a brief interaction captured from an unusual angle, or an anonymous post lacking verifiable sources can generate discussions lasting months or even years. Between carefully documented reality and endlessly expanding online narratives, Suga became one of the BTS members most frequently linked to dating rumors, not because conclusive evidence existed, but because mystery often proves far more captivating than certainty. And perhaps that leaves one lingering question that still refuses to disappear. How many stories surrounding Suga were ever built upon facts, and how many existed only because millions of people wanted to believe there was something hidden beneath the silence?
Position number 5, RM. The atmosphere surrounding BTS often changes the moment cameras stop recording. Stadium lights fade, crowds disperse into the night, and official schedules come to an end. Yet, across countless online communities, another investigation quietly begins. Archived interviews are replayed frame by frame, photographs are enlarged to examine the smallest details, and social media timelines are reconstructed in an attempt to uncover connections that may never have existed in the first place. For RM, the leader of BTS, this pattern has repeated itself for years. Known for his intelligence, thoughtful public image, and measured communication, RM has consistently maintained a clear distinction between his artistic career and his private life. However, that commitment to privacy has also made him a recurring subject of dating speculation. Official records indicate that no long-term romantic relationship involving RM has ever been publicly confirmed by either the artist or his management. Even so, various online speculations have continued to emerge, often built upon fragments of publicly available information that, when separated from their original context, appeared far more mysterious than they actually were. The result has been an ongoing cycle in which assumptions frequently traveled faster than verifiable facts. One of the earliest characteristics of rumors surrounding RM involved his intellectual image. Unlike speculation driven purely by photographs or public appearances, many discussions focused on his interviews, book recommendations, museum visits, and personal reflections shared through official content. Various online discussions suggested that references to literature, art, or personal growth contained hidden messages directed toward an unidentified romantic partner. These interpretations often relied on symbolic analysis rather than documented evidence. Literary experts have frequently emphasized that creative individuals naturally draw inspiration from a wide range of experiences, cultural influences, and fictional works, making it impossible to conclude that artistic references are direct reflections of an individual's private relationships. Nevertheless, the complexity of RM's public persona encouraged many internet users to search for meanings beyond what had actually been expressed. Another recurring source of speculation emerged whenever RM was photographed visiting museums, galleries, bookstores, or cultural events. Because these locations emphasize quiet reflection rather than public spectacle, various rumors claimed that such visits were secretly arranged meetings with another public figure. Officially available information, however, consistently portrayed RM as someone with a well-documented interest in art, history, architecture, and literature. His appreciation for museums has been discussed openly across multiple interviews over the years, making these visits entirely consistent with his established interests. Even so, coincidence continued to shape online narratives. If another celebrity happened to visit a similar location within the same general timeframe, comparison posts rapidly appeared across fan communities. Entertainment analysts have repeatedly pointed out that popular museums and exhibitions attract thousands of visitors daily, including numerous public figures, making overlapping visits statistically unsurprising. Yet the visual appeal of two timelines appearing to intersect often proved irresistible to online speculation. Social media activity also played a significant role in shaping RM's dating rumors. Various online theories attempted to connect Instagram uploads, music recommendations, artwork, or scenic photography with posts made by other celebrities. A photograph of a sunset, a landscape, or a cafe interior occasionally became the foundation for elaborate theories suggesting coordinated communication through symbolic imagery. Publicly available evidence, however, consistently failed to demonstrate any direct connection between these posts beyond subjective interpretation. Digital communication researchers have noted that confirmation bias often influences online investigations, encouraging individuals to notice similarities while overlooking countless unrelated details that contradict their preferred narrative. In RM's case, this psychological tendency appeared repeatedly, allowing ordinary social media activity to evolve into increasingly elaborate speculation. Fashion unexpectedly became another recurring topic. Although RM has never cultivated an image centered exclusively on luxury branding, every appearance featuring designer clothing, accessories, or limited edition items generated renewed discussion. Various speculation claimed that matching jewelry, similar phone cases, identical footwear, or coordinated fashion choices between RM and another celebrity represented hidden evidence of a relationship. Fashion industry observers consistently explained that luxury houses frequently provide identical collections to ambassadors, collaborators, stylists, and entertainers across multiple countries. Consequently, similarities in appearance rarely indicate any personal connection. Despite these explanations, visual comparison posts continued circulating because they were easily understood, emotionally engaging, and highly shareable across digital platforms. Anonymous internet accounts further complicated the situation. Throughout several years, unidentified users periodically claimed insider knowledge regarding RM's alleged relationships, often describing supposed sightings, confidential encounters, or undisclosed information obtained from unnamed industry sources. official documentation supporting these allegations remained absent. Investigative journalists covering South Korea's entertainment industry have repeatedly warned that anonymous claims lacking independently verifiable evidence should never be treated as established fact. Nevertheless, the apparent exclusivity of such stories frequently attracted significant attention before their credibility could be evaluated. By the time corrections or clarifications appeared, many readers had already accepted the original claims as plausible, illustrating how rapidly misinformation can spread once it aligns with existing public curiosity. Another unique aspect of RM's dating rumors involved the interpretation of his lyrics. As one of BTS's primary lyricists and songwriters, RM has created music exploring identity, loneliness, hope, memory, self-discovery, and human relationships. Various online discussions frequently attempted to identify specific individuals allegedly referenced within his lyrics. Music critics and literary scholars have consistently cautioned against interpreting artistic expression as literal autobiography. Songwriting often blends personal emotion with fictional storytelling, collaborative ideas, metaphorical language, and universal experiences intended to resonate broadly with audiences. Even so, emotionally expressive lyrics repeatedly inspired speculation that certain songs concealed undisclosed romantic relationships. The absence of official confirmation did little to diminish these theories, which continued evolving with each new album release. Public appearances at award ceremonies, fashion events, and international cultural gatherings also generated recurring speculation. Whenever RM engaged in brief conversations with actresses, musicians, or fellow artists, social media users often analyzed facial expressions, body language, and eye contact in remarkable detail. Body language specialists have repeatedly emphasized that isolated gestures cannot reliably establish emotional relationships without substantial supporting evidence. Professional interactions within the entertainment industry naturally involve respectful conversation, shared interviews, collaborative projects, and public appearances. Yet once individual screenshots were separated from complete video footage, entirely different narratives frequently emerged. This pattern demonstrated how selective editing could transform ordinary moments into seemingly compelling mysteries. Official responses from management agencies generally reflected a consistent communication strategy. Rather than responding to every rumor individually, statements typically focused on correcting significant misinformation while protecting artists' personal privacy. Communication experts have observed that this approach is common throughout the entertainment industry, particularly when allegations rely primarily on speculation rather than documented facts. However, internet communities often interpreted limited responses in dramatically different ways. Some viewed silence as evidence that there was nothing meaningful to address, while others argued that silence itself implied concealed truths. This illustrates an important characteristic of modern digital culture. Uncertainty often becomes a canvas onto which audiences project their own expectations. Perhaps the most enduring reason RM remains associated with dating rumors is not the existence of compelling evidence, but the nature of his public image itself. His thoughtful personality, intellectual curiosity, reserved communication style, and reluctance to discuss his private life have created an environment where speculation can flourish despite the absence of confirmation. Psychologists studying celebrity culture have noted that audiences frequently attempt to fill informational gaps with narratives that satisfy emotional curiosity. The less information available, the greater the temptation to construct explanations from coincidence, symbolism, or incomplete observations. RM's career demonstrates this phenomenon repeatedly. Every interview, every photograph, every
Position number 4. Jin.
As evenings settled over Seoul and the constant movement of the entertainment industry gradually slowed, another kind of activity quietly intensified across the internet. Screens glowed in darkened rooms as thousands of users revisited archived interviews, airport photographs, live stream recordings, and years-old social media posts, searching for details that might support a theory waiting to be rediscovered. Among BTS members, Jin has often occupied a unique position within these discussions. Known for his composed demeanor, polished public image, and playful yet professional personality, he has consistently maintained a careful boundary between his public career and his private life. Ironically, that distance has often inspired even greater curiosity. Official records indicate that no long-term romantic relationship involving Jin has ever been publicly confirmed by either the artist himself or his management. Nevertheless, various online speculations have repeatedly connected his name to numerous dating rumors, many of which originated not from documented evidence but from interpretations, coincidences, and rapidly spreading assumptions. Over time, those stories developed into an enduring part of the broader conversation surrounding BTS, demonstrating how mystery can often survive far longer than certainty. One of the earliest patterns surrounding Jin's dating rumors emerged from his reputation as one of the most visually recognized members of BTS. His appearance frequently attracted attention from fashion brands, television producers, and international media, resulting in countless public appearances alongside actresses, models, presenters, and fellow entertainers. Each interaction, regardless of how brief or professional, often became the subject of detailed online analysis. Various speculations suggested that shared laughter during interviews, polite conversations backstage, or seemingly comfortable chemistry during award ceremonies indicated the possibility of hidden relationships. However, official recordings consistently portrayed these moments as routine professional interactions expected within the entertainment industry. Behavioral specialists have repeatedly cautioned that interpreting isolated gestures or facial expressions without broader context can easily produce misleading conclusions. Despite these observations, screenshots extracted from longer videos frequently circulated without explanation, allowing ordinary moments to evolve into extraordinary narratives. Another recurring source of speculation involved Jin's participation in public events, particularly those connected to luxury fashion, endorsements, and international promotions. Whenever multiple celebrities attended the same venue within similar timeframes, internet discussions quickly attempted to identify overlapping schedules. Various online theories proposed that such coincidences represented carefully concealed meetings away from public attention. Yet, official schedules often revealed that artists participating in global campaigns, award ceremonies, or promotional events naturally occupied the same locations due to shared professional commitments. Entertainment industry analysts have consistently noted that simultaneous attendance at highly publicized events cannot reasonably be interpreted as evidence of a personal relationship without substantial supporting documentation. Even so, the visual simplicity of timeline comparisons continued to attract widespread engagement, often overshadowing more balanced explanations. Fashion itself became another frequent catalyst for rumor. Luxury accessories, designer clothing, watches, and limited edition collections regularly appeared in comparison posts, attempting to establish hidden connections between Jin and other public figures. Various speculation claimed that matching bracelets, similar jackets, identical footwear, or coordinated accessories represented subtle messages exchanged between romantic partners. Fashion experts, however, have repeatedly explained that international luxury brands distribute identical collections to ambassadors, stylists, celebrities, and influencers across multiple markets. Consequently, similarities in clothing or accessories are not uncommon and rarely constitute meaningful evidence of personal relationships. Nevertheless, these visual comparisons proved highly effective within online communities because they required little context to understand, while encouraging audiences to search for increasingly elaborate patterns. Anonymous online accounts further fueled speculation surrounding Jin's personal life. Throughout different periods of BTS's career, unidentified users occasionally claimed to possess insider information regarding alleged relationships, private meetings, or undisclosed encounters.
These claims frequently relied on unnamed acquaintances, anonymous industry contacts, or unverifiable witnesses. Official documentation supporting such allegations consistently remained unavailable. Investigative journalists covering South Korea's entertainment industry have repeatedly emphasized that anonymous claims should be approached with caution, especially when they cannot be independently verified through credible evidence. Yet the promise of exclusive information often encouraged rapid dissemination across social media platforms before questions regarding authenticity could be thoroughly examined. By the time corrections emerged, many readers had already incorporated the original rumors into broader public narratives. Jin's naturally respectful personality also contributed to recurring misunderstandings. Throughout interviews, fan events, variety programs, and promotional appearances, he has consistently demonstrated courtesy towards colleagues, regardless of gender. Various online discussions occasionally interpreted these interactions as indications of deeper emotional connections. Psychologists studying celebrity culture have noted that audiences frequently project personal expectations on admired public figures, transforming ordinary acts of kindness into imagined signs of romantic attachment. This phenomenon becomes particularly pronounced when celebrities maintain limited public discussion regarding their personal lives, allowing speculation to occupy the informational space left intentionally private. In Jin's case, his reputation for professionalism often coexisted with persistent efforts by online investigators to uncover stories supported by documented facts. Another significant element involved the interpretation of Jin's humor and public statements. Known for balancing sincerity with light-hearted entertainment, many of his interviews included playful comments that occasionally became detached from their original context. Various speculations suggested that jokes referencing marriage, relationships, or future family life contained hidden confessions directed towards unidentified individuals. Media analysts have consistently argued that entertainment interviews frequently encourage performers to respond with humor designed to engage audiences, rather than reveal deeply personal information. When individual quotes were separated from complete interviews, however, their intended meaning sometimes shifted dramatically. Short clips circulated rapidly across digital platforms, encouraging interpretations that differed substantially from the surrounding conversation. Military service introduced an additional period of heightened public curiosity. As Jin temporarily stepped away from entertainment activities to fulfill his mandatory obligations, the reduction in publicly available information created new opportunities for speculation. Various online discussions attempted to connect unrelated photographs, anonymous observations, or isolated rumors to construct narratives suggesting secret relationships developing outside public attention. Official records regarding military service remained focused exclusively on administrative matters and contained no evidence supporting such claims. Experts analyzing digital rumor cycles have frequently observed that reduced public visibility often increases speculative activity because audiences possess fewer verified updates capable of counterbalancing misinformation. In other words, silence itself can unintentionally become fertile ground for imagination. Communication strategies employed by management agencies further influenced public interpretation. Rather than issuing detailed responses to every circulating rumor, official statements generally concentrated on correcting significant misinformation while respecting artists' personal privacy. Communication researchers have explained that responding individually to every unsupported allegation may unintentionally amplify speculation rather than diminish it. Nevertheless, internet audiences often interpreted limited responses according to their existing beliefs. Some regarded silence as confirmation that no credible issue existed, while others viewed it as indirect acknowledgement of hidden truths. This divergence illustrates how identical information or the absence of additional information can produce entirely different conclusions, depending on audience expectations rather than objective evidence.
Perhaps the most enduring characteristic of Jin's dating rumors is their remarkable resilience despite the consistent absence of confirmed evidence. Across multiple years, old theories have repeatedly resurfaced whenever new interviews, public appearances, or promotional campaigns attracted widespread attention. Archived photographs have been re-examined, forgotten social media posts rediscovered, and previously dismissed assumptions revived within entirely new contexts. Official records continue to indicate no confirmed long-term romantic relationship involving.
Position number 3. Jhope. As midnight settled over the city and the pace of the entertainment world appeared to slow, another world quietly accelerated. Screens illuminated dark rooms across continents as millions of fans refreshed timelines, examined newly uploaded photographs, translated foreign language posts, and compared fragments of information that seemed disconnected at first glance. In this digital landscape, where every image could become evidence and every coincidence could evolve into a global discussion, Jhope gradually became one of the BTS members most frequently associated with dating rumors. Unlike many of the stories that emerged from direct sightings or anonymous claims, the speculation surrounding Jhope often developed through subtle interpretations of his public behavior, fashion appearances, and interactions with fellow celebrities. Official records indicate that no romantic relationship involving Jhope has ever been publicly confirmed by either the artist himself or his management agency. Nevertheless, various online speculations continued to circulate throughout different stages of his career, fueled not by verified documentation, but by assumptions, visual comparisons, and the growing tendency of internet communities to search for hidden narratives beneath ordinary public events. The result was an ongoing collection of rumors that persisted despite the absence of conclusive evidence, demonstrating how modern celebrity culture often blurs the line between observation and imagination. One of the earliest reasons Jhope became the subject of dating speculation was his naturally outgoing personality. Unlike performers who maintained a consistently reserved public image, Jhope was widely recognized for his bright energy, expressive communication style, and ability to make those around him feel comfortable. Whether appearing on variety programs, attending international fashion events, or collaborating with fellow artists, his friendly demeanor often attracted positive attention. However, various online discussions occasionally interpreted this openness differently. Smiles exchanged during interviews, brief conversations backstage, or moments of laughter captured by photographers were sometimes presented as evidence of romantic chemistry. Behavioral analysts have repeatedly explained that confidence, warmth, and professional courtesy should not be interpreted as indicators of personal relationships without additional supporting evidence. Yet, in an era dominated by short video clips and isolated screenshots, context often disappeared long before the images themselves stopped circulating. The expansion of Jhope's individual career into the global fashion industry introduced another significant chapter in the evolution of these rumors. Invitations to luxury brand events, fashion weeks in major international cities, and exclusive industry gatherings naturally placed him alongside actors, models, musicians, and influential public figures from around the world. Various speculations suggested that repeated appearances at similar events with certain celebrities indicated relationships developing behind the scenes. Publicly available schedules, however, consistently demonstrated that such events were carefully organized promotional activities, attended by dozens or even hundreds of invited guests simultaneously. Fashion industry observers have emphasized that ambassadors representing major brands frequently appear together as part of coordinated marketing campaigns, rather than personal arrangements. Nevertheless, photographs cropped to include only two individuals often encouraged viewers to construct narratives that differed significantly from the broader reality documented by complete event coverage. Social media became another powerful engine driving speculation surrounding J-Hope. Every Instagram upload, every behind-the-scenes photograph, every travel update, and every artistic post attracted extraordinary attention from audiences determined to identify hidden meanings. Various online theories claimed that similarities between J-Hope's uploads and those of other celebrities represented secret communication through symbolic imagery. Matching sunsets, similar cafes, familiar city skylines, or comparable artwork quickly became the foundation for elaborate timelines suggesting coordinated activity. Digital communication researchers have consistently noted that confirmation bias plays a central role in such investigations. Individuals searching for evidence often notice similarities while unconsciously ignoring the far greater number of unrelated details that contradict their preferred conclusions. In J-Hope's case, this psychological pattern appeared repeatedly, transforming everyday social media activity into complex narratives unsupported by independently verifiable evidence. Fashion choices themselves generated another recurring cycle of discussion. Luxury watches, designer accessories, handbags, jackets, sneakers, and jewelry worn by J-Hope were frequently compared with similar items seen on actresses, singers, or models. Various speculation argued that matching accessories reflected hidden relationships or coordinated styling intended to communicate privately while remaining unnoticed by the public. Fashion experts have repeatedly clarified that luxury brands regularly distribute identical products to ambassadors, celebrity clients, stylists, and promotional partners across international markets. Consequently, identical fashion pieces appearing on multiple public figures should not be interpreted as evidence of personal connections. Even with these explanations readily available, comparison photographs continued spreading because visual evidence often appears more persuasive than detailed factual analysis, especially when viewed without broader industry context. Anonymous internet posts also played a substantial role in sustaining rumors involving J-Hope. Throughout multiple years, unidentified users occasionally claimed to possess exclusive information regarding secret relationships, private meetings, or undisclosed encounters involving the artist. These stories frequently cited unnamed acquaintances, anonymous employees, or unverified witnesses, while offering little independently verifiable documentation. Official records supporting such allegations consistently remained unavailable. Investigative journalists specializing in entertainment reporting have long emphasized that anonymous online testimony should never be regarded as reliable evidence, unless corroborated through credible sources. Despite these warnings, exclusivity itself often increased public interest. Stories claiming access to hidden information naturally attracted attention, even when their factual foundations remained uncertain. J-Hope's collaborative work with artists outside BTS introduced additional opportunities for misunderstanding. Recording sessions, dance rehearsals, promotional interviews, fashion campaigns, and international performances frequently required close professional interaction with numerous entertainers. Various speculation occasionally interpreted these collaborations as indications of personal intimacy beyond professional boundaries. Music industry professionals have consistently explained that successful creative partnerships depend on communication, mutual respect, and extensive collaboration, none of which necessarily imply romantic involvement. Yet, digital audiences often viewed repeated professional interaction through an entirely different lens, particularly when combined with selective editing or incomplete visual documentation. Another fascinating dimension of the rumors surrounding J-Hope involved public interpretation of his artistic expression. His solo music frequently explored themes including ambition, hope, personal growth, emotional resilience, and the challenges accompanying international success. Various online discussions attempted to identify hidden romantic references within lyrics, music videos, and visual symbolism associated with his creative projects. Literary scholars and music critics have repeatedly cautioned against treating artistic expression as direct autobiography. Songwriting commonly blends imagination, metaphor, collaborative storytelling, universal emotional experiences, and fictional perspectives, rather than serving as literal documentation of an artist's private life. Nevertheless, emotionally resonant lyrics repeatedly inspired speculation, suggesting that unidentified romantic partners existed behind the music itself, despite the absence of supporting evidence. Management's communication strategy remained consistent throughout these recurring discussions. Official statements generally focused on correcting significant misinformation, while avoiding unnecessary engagement with unsupported rumors. Communication experts have noted that responding publicly to every speculative claim can unintentionally amplify stories that might otherwise disappear naturally. However, online audiences often interpreted limited responses according to pre-existing expectations. Some concluded that silence reflected the absence of credible allegations, while others argued that it concealed deeper truths. This difference highlights one of the defining characteristics of modern celebrity culture. Identical facts can produce entirely different interpretations depending on the beliefs audiences already hold before examining the evidence. As years passed, one pattern became increasingly difficult to ignore. Nearly every major dating rumor involving Jhope originated from coincidence, subjective interpretation, anonymous testimony, selective visual evidence, or symbolic analysis, rather than independently verified documentation. Official records continue to indicate that no romantic relationship has ever been publicly confirmed. Yet the discussions never truly disappeared. Instead, they evolved alongside his career, adapting to new interviews, new fashion appearances, new collaborations, and new...
Position number 2, Taehyung, V. The brightest spotlights often cast the darkest shadows. As cameras followed every movement of BTS across stadiums, airports, fashion capitals, and international award ceremonies, another audience watched even more closely. Hidden behind computer screens and smartphone displays, millions of internet users examined every newly released photograph, every interview, every social media update, and every public appearance with extraordinary precision. Among all 7 members of BTS, few have generated as much persistent discussion regarding dating rumors as Taehyung, widely known as V. His global popularity, striking visual presence, influential status in both music and fashion, and naturally charismatic personality have placed him at the center of countless online investigations attempting to uncover details about a private life that has remained carefully protected. Official records indicate that no long-term romantic relationship involving Taehyung has ever been publicly confirmed through official statements by either the artist or his management, although several rumors have attracted enormous international attention over the years. Various online speculations have repeatedly connected his name with actresses, idols, fashion figures, and public personalities, yet publicly available evidence has consistently remained the subject of intense debate rather than definitive conclusion. The result has been one of the longest-running and most closely analyzed collections of dating rumors within BTS history, where documented facts frequently coexist alongside theories that continue evolving years after they first appeared. One of the defining characteristics of Taehyung's dating rumors has been the speed at which seemingly ordinary events transformed into global headlines. A single photograph uploaded online, a brief appearance at an exhibition, attendance at a private event, or an interaction captured during an international fashion show often became the starting point for weeks or even months of speculation. Various online discussions suggested that repeated appearances within similar social circles indicated hidden personal relationships developing away from public attention. Entertainment analysts have consistently noted that internationally recognized celebrities frequently participate in overlapping events organized by luxury brands, cultural institutions, and entertainment companies.
Public schedules naturally bring together artists from different industries, making coincidental encounters both common and expected. Nevertheless, once comparison images began circulating across social media platforms, many audiences viewed those coincidences through a far more dramatic lens than the available evidence supported. Perhaps no chapter in Taehyung's history of dating rumors attracted greater worldwide attention than the period during which internet communities connected his name with Blackpink member Jennie. Various photographs, anonymous online posts, and images whose authenticity became heavily debated spread rapidly across digital platforms, generating one of the most significant celebrity rumor discussions in recent K-pop history. Official statements issued during different stages of the controversy remained limited, while publicly available evidence continued to be interpreted differently depending on its source and authenticity. Digital forensic analysts, journalists, and entertainment commentators repeatedly examined circulating materials, questioning image origins, metadata, editing possibilities, and contextual inconsistencies. Some observers argued that the available material suggested a genuine relationship, while others maintained that important questions regarding authenticity and verification remained unresolved. Even after the discussion gradually subsided, the episode demonstrated how modern digital media can amplify uncertainty into a worldwide cultural event, where speculation itself becomes nearly impossible to separate from public perception. Fashion became another recurring catalyst behind rumors involving Taehyung. As an ambassador for globally recognized luxury brands and a frequent guest at prestigious fashion events, he regularly appeared alongside internationally known actors, models, designers, and celebrities. Various speculation emerged whenever similar clothing, jewelry, accessories, or personal items appeared in photographs involving other public figures. Online investigators assembled extensive comparison charts highlighting necklaces, bracelets, sunglasses, handbags, watches, and even decorative objects visible in backgrounds. Fashion industry professionals consistently explained that luxury brands routinely distribute identical collections to ambassadors, promotional partners, and celebrity clients across numerous countries. Consequently, matching accessories represent an expected outcome of international marketing rather than reliable evidence of romantic relationships. Yet visually compelling comparison posts continued attracting extraordinary attention because they encouraged audiences to search for hidden connections beyond what documented facts could establish. Another remarkable aspect of Taehyung's history of dating rumors involved social media interpretation. Every uploaded photograph, every travel destination, every artistic image, and every seemingly ordinary post became material for extensive online analysis. Various online communities compared timestamps, geographic locations, weather conditions, architectural details, reflections visible in windows, restaurant interiors, and landscape backgrounds in attempts to identify overlapping movements with other celebrities. Digital communication researchers have frequently observed that confirmation bias strongly influences these investigations. Once individuals become convinced that a particular theory may be true, they naturally begin recognizing patterns that appear meaningful while overlooking the numerous details contradicting their assumptions. In Taehyung's case, this phenomenon repeatedly transformed unrelated social media content into elaborate narratives extending far beyond what independently verified evidence could support. Anonymous sources further intensified public curiosity. Throughout different periods of his career, unidentified internet users periodically claimed exclusive knowledge regarding alleged relationships, private meetings, undisclosed travel, or confidential information obtained through unnamed industry contacts. Official documentation supporting these allegations consistently remained unavailable. Investigative journalists covering South Korea's entertainment industry have repeatedly emphasized that anonymous testimony should be approached cautiously, especially when no independent verification accompanies extraordinary claims. Despite these warnings, exclusivity often proved irresistible within online communities. Rumors promising access to hidden truths naturally spread with remarkable speed, frequently reaching millions of readers before questions regarding credibility received equivalent attention. Taehyung's naturally warm interactions with fellow entertainers became a frequent source of misunderstanding. Whether participating in award ceremonies, fashion campaigns, interviews, music collaborations, or cultural events, his confidence and professionalism often generated positive public attention. Various speculation occasionally interpreted respectful conversation, eye contact, shared laughter, or friendly gestures as signs of concealed emotional relationships. Behavioral experts have consistently cautioned against drawing such conclusions solely based on body language. Professional environments require communication, courtesy, and cooperation, all of which can easily resemble personal familiarity when isolated from their broader context. Nevertheless, selective screenshots and short video clips frequently encouraged audiences to construct narratives unsupported by complete recordings. Another recurring theme involved the interpretation of Taehyung's artistic expression. His solo music, photography, interviews, and public reflections often emphasized emotion, nostalgia, beauty, memory, and personal growth. Various online discussions attempted to identify hidden romantic messages embedded within lyrics, visual symbolism, or interview responses. Literary scholars and music critics have consistently argued that artistic works should not automatically be interpreted as autobiographical confessions. Creative expression frequently blends imagination, metaphor, universal emotional experiences, and fictional storytelling, rather than documenting literal personal events. Yet emotionally powerful art naturally invites interpretation, encouraging audiences to search for connections extending beyond what creators explicitly reveal. Communication from management agencies generally followed a familiar strategy. Rather than responding comprehensively to every rumor, official statements focused on correcting major misinformation while protecting artists' personal privacy. Communication specialists have noted that such approaches reflect common industry practice, especially when allegations remain primarily based upon speculation rather than documented facts. Even so, differing public expectations produced dramatically different interpretations of official silence. Some regarded limited responses as evidence that unsupported rumors required no further attention, while others viewed restraint as indirect.
Position number 1. Jungkook.
As the final position in this countdown comes into view, the atmosphere surrounding the story becomes noticeably different. Throughout BTS's rise from a South Korean idol group to one of the most influential music acts in modern history, every member experienced periods of intense public scrutiny. Yet no other member has found himself at the center of dating speculation as consistently or as globally as Jungkook. From his teenage years as the golden maknae to his evolution into an internationally recognized solo artist, nearly every stage of his career has been accompanied by rumors attempting to uncover details of a private life that has remained largely hidden from public view. Official records indicate that Jungkook has never publicly confirmed a long-term romantic relationship during his career, and management agencies have repeatedly addressed major misinformation when necessary. Even so, countless online discussions, viral social media posts, anonymous claims, and fan theories have continued to place his name at the center of dating conversations more frequently than almost any other BTS member. The scale of these rumors reflects not only his extraordinary popularity, but also the unique reality of modern celebrity culture, where global fame often transforms ordinary moments into worldwide headlines before the facts can fully emerge. One of the earliest waves of speculation surrounding Jungkook began during BTS's rapid ascent to international fame. As the youngest member of the group, he attracted enormous attention from fans, media organizations, and entertainment commentators alike. Every interaction during music programs, award ceremonies, interviews, and collaborative stages became the subject of detailed examination. Various online speculations attempted to link him with fellow K-pop idols simply because they exchanged polite greetings, stood near one another during broadcasts, or appeared in the same promotional events. Entertainment analysts have consistently explained that such interactions are routine within the music industry, where artists regularly meet backstage, attend the same rehearsals, and participate in joint broadcasts. Nevertheless, screenshots extracted from brief moments often spread across social media without surrounding context, encouraging audiences to interpret professional encounters as evidence of hidden relationships. Among the most widely discussed rumors were those connecting Jungkook with several prominent female idols over the years. Various online communities carefully analyzed eye contact during award ceremonies, choreography rehearsals, televised performances, and behind-the-scenes footage. Side-by-side image comparisons circulated widely, accompanied by elaborate timelines suggesting that seemingly unrelated events formed part of a larger narrative. Official documentation, however, consistently failed to provide evidence confirming these claims. Publicly available recordings generally reflected professional interactions taking place within structured entertainment environments. Behavioral specialists have repeatedly emphasized that body language alone cannot reliably establish romantic involvement, particularly when observations rely upon isolated clips removed from complete recordings. Despite these cautions, such theories continued attracting enormous attention because they invited audiences to believe they were uncovering secrets beneath highly visible public events. Another major catalyst behind Jungkook's dating rumors involved social media. Every photograph uploaded through official channels, every live stream, every travel image, and every casual post quickly became material for extensive online investigation. Various speculations suggested that similar backgrounds, matching weather conditions, comparable interior decorations, or synchronized upload times between Jungkook and other celebrities indicated secret communication. Digital media researchers have frequently identified confirmation bias as one of the primary forces behind these investigations. Once internet communities become invested in a particular theory, ordinary coincidences often appear increasingly meaningful, while contradictory evidence receives significantly less attention. In Jungkook's case, everyday details such as beverage brands, artwork visible in photographs, clothing choices, or reflections in mirrors occasionally became the foundation of viral narratives reaching millions of viewers despite the absence of independently verified evidence. Perhaps one of the most significant periods of public discussion emerged when online rumors linked Jungkook with tattoo artist Lee Mi-ju in 2019. Photographs and surveillance footage circulated widely across social media, prompting extensive debate among fans and news organizations. In response, Big Hit Entertainment issued an official statement denying the dating rumors, explaining that the relationship described online was not romantic and criticizing the spread of misinformation. Official records, therefore, provide one of the clearest examples in which management directly addressed widespread speculations surrounding Jungkook's personal life. Even after the clarification, however, discussions continued across digital platforms, illustrating how difficult it can be to completely reverse narratives once they have achieved viral momentum. Communication experts have noted that public corrections often travel more slowly than the original rumors, allowing uncertainty to persist long after official responses have been published. Fashion and lifestyle comparisons also became recurring themes. Jungkook's influence on global fashion meant that millions closely observed every accessory, hairstyle, tattoo, jewelry choice, or clothing brand associated with him. Various online discussions argued that matching bracelets, rings, phone cases, or designer items connected him with specific public figures. Fashion industry professionals have repeatedly explained that internationally popular products naturally appear among numerous celebrities simultaneously, particularly when major luxury brands provide identical collections to ambassadors, collaborators, and stylists. Consequently, visual similarities alone offer little reliable evidence regarding personal relationships. Nevertheless, comparison photographs remained among the most frequently shared forms of content because they presented complex speculation in a visually accessible format that encouraged further discussion. Anonymous internet accounts further expanded the scale of dating speculation involving Jungkook. Across multiple years, unidentified users periodically claimed exclusive knowledge regarding alleged relationships, private meetings, or undisclosed encounters. These stories often relied on unnamed acquaintances, anonymous industry contacts, or unverifiable witnesses. Official documentation supporting such allegations consistently remained unavailable. Investigative journalists specializing in entertainment reporting have repeatedly warned that anonymous online testimony should never be accepted as factual without independent verification. Yet, the promise of hidden information naturally attracted significant public interest. Stories claiming access to confidential details frequently spread across multiple languages and international fan communities before questions concerning credibility received equivalent attention. Jungkook's immense popularity also created a phenomenon rarely experienced on the same scale by most entertainers. Because he possesses one of the largest global fan bases in K-pop history, virtually every interaction involving him receives extraordinary attention. Psychologists studying celebrity culture have observed that highly admired public figures often become subjects of projection, where audiences unconsciously construct narratives that satisfy emotional curiosity rather than reflecting documented reality. This tendency becomes particularly powerful when celebrities intentionally maintain privacy regarding their personal lives. The less information officially available, the greater the temptation for audiences to assemble stories using coincidence, symbolism, anonymous claims, and incomplete observations. Jungkook's experience demonstrates this pattern repeatedly. Every airport appearance, every live stream, every recording session, every international trip or fashion event became another opportunity for internet communities to search for clues that official records never confirmed. The release of Jungkook's solo projects intensified this attention even further. Lyrics discussing love, vulnerability, emotional connection, and personal reflection inspired renewed speculation regarding possible real-life relationships. Various online discussions attempted to identify specific individuals allegedly referenced within songs or music videos. Music critics and literary scholars have consistently cautioned that artistic expression should not automatically be interpreted as autobiographical testimony. Songwriters frequently combine fictional narratives, collaborative ideas, metaphorical language, and universal human experiences when creating music. Nevertheless, emotionally resonant lyrics naturally encourage personal interpretation, allowing speculation to flourish despite the absence of factual confirmation. Management agencies have generally maintained a consistent communication strategy throughout these recurring episodes. Official responses have focused primarily on correcting significant misinformation while respecting the artist's personal privacy. Communication experts explain that responding individually to every unsupported allegation risks amplifying stories that might otherwise disappear. However, this restrained approach has often produced conflicting public reactions. Some audiences interpret limited responses as evidence that rumors lack credibility, while others mistakenly view silence as confirmation of hidden truths. The differing interpretations illustrate how